community leaders say he's a fake and they've challenged him to come forward. David Richardson has this exclusive investigation.
This is the message of the majority of the Australian nation for the troops that have invaded and occupied Iraq.
I'd describe them as a bunch of faceless, gutless and insulting individuals.
I do not honour the soldiers who go to unjust wars. I do not feel for murderers.
Somebody's pretending that they're doing it in the name of Islam.
This is the only thing that they deserve.
They call themselves the soldiers of Allah, the army of Islam.
I regret to say I am a terrorist. I admit and formally confess that for many years I have been a terrorist.
Her name is Sister Amira, a 28-year-old Australian who converted to Islam and is now the mouthpiece of a Muslim cyber cleric called Sheikh Haron, or Ayatollah Burujurdi.
What is the main reason that Sheikh Haron's website was established? The answer is simply war on oppression.
And for Sheikh Haron and his small band of followers, that war on oppression includes harassing the families of Australian soldiers killed in action.
As each of our Australian soldiers have passed away whilst serving overseas, an organisation has sent letters to the widows, to the parents, to the in-laws, basically calling the past soldiers criminals, murderers, referring them and comparing them with Hitler. Why should we call a pig a hero? Why should we respect the contaminated body of an Australian soldier?
Merv Mudge is the father-in-law of one of those fallen soldiers, Matthew Hopkins, killed in action in Afghanistan earlier this year. Like other Australian families, he's been sent one of Sheikh Haron's insulting letters.
Such a son is an evil son deserves hell. An evil son deserves God's punishment. God will send the evil son to hell. For these grieving people to be presented with these vilifying pieces of rubbish is absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
We don't know who they are. They don't show their face. Basically, they're just a bunch of cowards.
And this is the man himself, or so everyone is led to believe, Sheikh Haron, or Ayatollah Mantegi Burujurdi. He claims to be the son of a highly placed Iranian Ayatollah. He's now living in Sydney. This is one of the few videos of the so-called Sheikh handing out protest leaflets. Otherwise, he never shows his face in public. Is there a Sydney cleric called Sheikh Haron?
Not to our knowledge. I've actually asked a number of imams and nobody has heard of this person.
Have they heard of an Ayatollah Burujurdi?
No. We've been trying to make inquiries about this person and find out the identity of this person for well over a year now, and there's been nothing.
If anyone would know about this so-called sheikh, it should be the Australian Muslim community. Lebanese Muslim spokesman Kaiser Trad. Do you believe Sheikh Haron is a fake?
I genuinely believe that Sheikh Haron is a fake, and others in the community believe that this person is a fake.
Fake or not, this is his very real website. Here the so-called sheikh makes his cyber ravings against Australian soldiers. He even lists the families of fallen soldiers he has intended with letters and phone calls. It's then followed up with videos presented by his two so-called followers, Amira and Zara.
As a soldier of Islam, I am very excited and I can't wait till I go to war on oppression. But I wait until I receive guidelines from Sheikh Haron about jihad.
Zara is clearly reading from prepared cue cards held directly below the camera. The backdrops for these video ramblings are always the same, a text from the Sheikh's website or just a plain screen. Always critical of Australia and its troops, yet congratulating the Bali bombers.
I have written a letter for the families of Mata Amrozi, Mata Imam Samudra and Mata Mukhlas, and I have congratulated them for having a martyr in their family.
If they're so passionate about this cause, then why don't they go back and support the cause from within, instead of, on an exterior basis, upsetting a bunch of people who are just doing a job?
These letters, and I've read a couple of them, are absolutely reprehensible.
Retired Brigadier General Adrian Darjay, turned author, is a counter-terrorism specialist and he teaches Arabic studies at the Australian National University.
The wives and families should never be subjected to this, but they need to know that real Australians, and that's 99.9% of us, they have our undying gratitude and absolute support.
10 Australian soldiers have been killed in Afghanistan. The families of 6 have been contacted by Sheikh Haron and his followers. They are Luke Worsley, Jason Marks, Michael Fussell, Greg Scher, Matthew Hopkins and Brett Till. The letters are normally sent via funeral parlours, but you wouldn't believe the audacity of this group.
One widow was actually presented with letters at her husband's funeral.
The woman calling herself Amira attended Brett Till's funeral to hand the Sheikh's letter to his widow, then boasted about it on their website.
Religion, at its core, has some wonderful issues, but leave it out of politics, leave it out of the military, and leave these families alone.
Tracking down the fake sheikh isn't easy. His website is registered to a woman called Amira. The address, this small post office box, set into the side of a shopping centre in Sydney's inner west. Box 2027 gets the sheikh. Amira's home address is a flat in this block, but every time we visited, no one was home. Have you seen the lady in number 4 at all?
No, she's with her husband in Bankstown somewhere.
The Australian Federal Police has told us they are aware of Sheikh Haron and his website, but they wouldn't confirm or deny if they're investigating. In fact, if they're doing anything about the so-called sheikh and his female associates. The Australian Defence Department is angry. Families are receiving letters and phone calls so soon after losing their loved ones. But even with all its might and power, the Defence Department is powerless to stop them. This self-styled Ayatollah is now warning us of an imminent terrorist attack, but he claims his group will not be behind. He also has a new group, Hezbollah Australia, starting soon. The Ayatollah maintains they'll continue their war on so-called oppression, even if it means harassing more families.
It is doing a lot of damage, and it's good that your program is actually clearing this matter up.
What's your challenge to Sheikh Haron tonight?
If this person is genuine, then I challenge him to come forward to the reputed imams in person, not behind anonymous letters, and introduce himself and argue his point. I believe in freedom of speech, but not to the point where people masquerade behind possibly a fake identity.
It's David Richardson reporting. Now, coming up soon on Today Tonight, they call it the pillow face. It's not plastic surgery, it's not Botox, but it is.